Just careful!
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the city council assembly, and I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
You want to spy? Do you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. Have it your way, then. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved it. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't...
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today, from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that tin head.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That...
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly.
I'll be going then.
Just make sure we both come.
God be with you.
Good to see you. I apologize. You're always welcome here.
The city council has decided to help King Sigismund's army. Careful!
like I'm invisible or something. Good evening, my friend. What do you need?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. Conrad wins every time. Just look at it.
But the thing is, that job is just my thing. And a fella could easily disgrace himself in front of the king. Do you feel up to it?
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with... Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Who is it? His name is... Bloody hell, what was it?
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. Now, show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You'd better not.
Greetings, sir.
I hear one Franta Cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2, but it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? It's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But...
I need something repaired.
Fine wares. Come and take your pick. Some fine wares.
A wonderful day for a wonderful...
Excellent! You made a fine purchase, good sir.
Pouches, belts.
What would you like this?
Show me.
We're now
I hope you
open.
find what you're looking for next time, good sir.
Hats.
My respect. Huh?
Well, if I did. Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here.
We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on.
So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. There is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap? Without a tunic, and have you forgotten you can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with... You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. The royal waiter's livery has strict rules.
Here I am.
Let's have a look at you. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
I'm no greenhorn. I have plenty of experience. Not long ago, I poured wine for the art.
But allow me to give you one piece of advice. Sir Adam of Zarjitz will be among the guests. Don't pour wine for him. Otherwise he'll get drunk and disgraced. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No, understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. But you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at,
Hey,
Eldris?
boy, a full
I'm
cup of
saying
monastery
that the
wine.
bandits who freed Hinnik, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon.
I apologize,
Can
sir.
you believe it?
Which wine?
Where did they get them?
Am I speaking
You're the
Latin?
one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you
sir.
implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them.
Thank you,
Herrgott.
waiter.
It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your
I'd like some
stubborn
monastery
heads
wine.
do not
Refill my
realize
cup, boy.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free.
I'm sorry,
there are
sir.
Raubricker everywhere
Orders
in the
from
region.
above.
We
This
have
is
the
unbelievable.
army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König
fancy
and
some
his
to buy.
army
Refill,
will
boy.
not be here forever.
Shut up!
I apologize,
The
sir.
king can arrive at any
Which
moment.
wine?
Tokai.
What if he
That's
heard you?
the white.
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies.
Sir?
Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the Yemen
I can't believe
state
this.
of our armory.
Can't you tell red from
King
white,
surely
waiter?
aware of
Sorry,
it as
sir.
well. Maybe
It won't
if
happen
he
again.
waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council
Hey,
on the
waiter.
cleanliness of the
Pour me
city
some monastery
and the
wine.
state of the public baths.
You mean
I'd like
baths
to
or
oblige,
brothels?
but I'm not allowed.
This is unbelievable.
the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short
Boy,
of covering all
come
the
here.
citizens' needs.
You're right. We
More
do
wine,
have the
Master
new baths
Bailiff?
in Hopring,
I have enough.
and
wine.
Adam's old
Come
ones.
closer.
But I hear the Hopring baths are more of a pigsty.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
What else would you want?
If the town itself took charge...
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
What? More baths? Surely not.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black
Nice.
Death? A great
Whose
many
silver
people
might this
died
be?
needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the
Something for me,
wickedness that's going
didn't
on
I?
there.
So, did you find it?
I did, Master Bailiff.
About who is going to
Here it
wash
is.
where and how.
Not so loud. Show it here. And now go back to your job.
Arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nas's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know,
Waiter,
Gunslin
pour me red
absolutely
wine.
hates him.
He can hate all he wants,
I apologise,
as long as he
sir.
does no damage.
Which wine?
Ulrich, what have you got to say about
Monastery
it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving.
Monastery wine.
Are you
Here.
defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there?
Well, thank
Leave
the
nothing
Lord.
out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
pour me red
grossly
wine.
exaggerated. I don't think Rudhard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him,
Waiter,
the king
I
himself will
wanted
put an end
monastery
to
wine.
him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first.
Sir?
God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened,
Thank you,
there's
waiter.
no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, and other scum of all kinds, but city
Hey, boy!
councillors...
A full cup of monastery wine.
Sukkar. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
First of all, it wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an honorable combat.
Come now,
I
waiter.
take
I
part in
want it
And
red.
that's the only reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody,
Don't
you
hang
should
around
point the
me.
finger at
Vanish,
the
you
youngster
hear me?
here who's...
Excuse me.
Ah, never mind.
What's wrong?
I suspect the
you
gentleman
afraid
from
everything
the
will come
city's
out?
sword-fighting
I-
school brought this
I've
custom
no idea
to us.
what you're talking
It's
about.
now run
Keep
by
to
the
our
German
agreement.
Menhub.
Go!
Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight
Come
yourself.
here for a moment.
And to accuse a swordsman.
Everything in order?
Not a shred of proof.
But I think you might be able
We're
to
not
help
some
me.
old
Come here.
fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just...
Rest assured, the whole town
I
is
really
already
shouldn't,
happy.
sir.
A fine servant.
So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
I'd
And
like some
you,
monastery
a
wine.
councillor,
Refill
let
my cup,
people
boy.
throw dirt on our work?
If I threw
That's
out
not a good
everyone who
idea, sir.
complains over
This
a
is
beer,
unbelievable.
I'd
Otherwise
soon
I'll
be
soon
out of
give myself
customers.
away.
Ah, the hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
Hey,
Are
wait!
the experts from
Pour me
far
some
off
monastery
supposed to
wine.
put a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do you? And what would that
Monastery
be?
wine,
Like,
here.
for instance, that you'd like to have your
Sir?
altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses,
You,
gentlemen.
lad.
That space in the side
familiar
nave
to
is
me.
mine.
Then hell freezes over, my
Well,
friend.
naturally.
Your place is
Go
at
to your
least 2
tavern
steps
almost
behind
every day.
mine.
A
Really?
swordsmith dares to
Then you
insult
must
me?
have decent wages
Ah,
to be able to
I
visit the
think
best
not.
tavern in town regularly.
Excuse me. You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's
Why?
all they have,
I'd like some
they
white.
would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to
Why?
me.
Are you
Because
deaf or
it has
something?
all been
Mind.
sorted out.
White.
Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes,
It's you.
I'd forgotten.
I see you
What do
from
we
up
have
in the
to
world.
discuss next?
From a bathhouse boy to a waiter, you'll go a long way.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Root hard.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
And like this plan of fights!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even...
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home.
I wouldn't be too sure. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows every... He's got more fairy tales than my old nan.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After...
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find...
I'll be with you, my friend.
And with you.
God in heaven, you're seeing this?
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here.
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell, and we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical, and this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other and why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and...
Everything in good time, Samuel.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all...
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzig Kobyla, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough.
For that, there will be...
Good health.
L'chaim.
Everything all right?
I can't wait for it to end so we can get out of here.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to come and mingle with the Kuttenberg lords.
Or pretty pissed off. We will leave as soon as we can. Anyway, all of these worthy gentlemen will be relieved when we are out of sight.
Would you tell me something about your community?
What can I tell you? It was never exactly glorious. And now especially, everyone is quaking that what is still left to us will be taken away.
Surely it won't be that bad.
There are many fools who would rather take out their gall on us and start to fight among themselves. In times of uncertainty, it is always the sons of Israel who are the first to be stricken.
Fraternize they may, but how do you expect to reconcile their...
God be with you, friend.
Warring is no
hope.
It's not that I didn't want to, but understand that my absence from the city council is serious.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry.
Baron Vauquelin-Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior.
My word.
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh. I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Malashov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal... but they never broke my spirit.
You say you're a poet?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a farce? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood.
Where have you been on your travels?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was...
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. And my great benefit is my strong connection with there. Everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it.
Are you saying you set everything?
More like in parallel. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea...
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alda, if you can get those 3. Meanwhile,
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? So far, Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth, and that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it then.
I wish us both luck.
Success to our plans.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek, and he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe.
Martin likes to exaggerate. He was talking about the sorry nag.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good.
Ha! Even better, but you...
And you might not believe your eyes when you do. Well, we have...
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
You're in my home, so you'll talk to me first. What is it you want?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up, then. What are you doing here?
We'll talk later and in private. Right?
Don't try my...
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before... And then, I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him. Lost everything, and then...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you would...
You're dishonoring your...
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor.
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second.
Out of the question. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but Suit yourself, then. We'll fight.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. Sacre. You're fast.
What's wrong with your legs?
That was sneaky.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Who taught you that? Not bad for a priest.
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
You're fast.
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer.
Oh, you know how it is. The countryside is tough. It's dog-eat-dog. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that.
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped that...
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke... He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days?
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could.
I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder?
I can't talk much about it.
So we're all allies, but only from... After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
Do I have any choice?
If it's really that important, you don't.
All right, then. It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and Berg.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan's...
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
You're... May I have a word?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceit.
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. And they think that can turn their...
But surely they're not all like that.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war?
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
God be with you, my friend. Greetings to you too.
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation on the way here.
With pleasure, sir. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joints as long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still...
You know, I am.
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with... No one even imagined Divish would...
As they say, doesn't matter who...
Godwin.
Well...
I'll drink to that.
God be with you, noble lady.
There's something I'd...
God be with you.
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to... Christ.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with...
Have you fallen out with the Time Chancellor?
No, no. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive, and the fact that I'm handling his estates.
And these papers I'm supposed to...
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain...
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear. But I'll rest easier when those papers...
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
And look at that. A nightingale, sir.
What brings you here? What brings you here?
God bless.
day.
Next time it'll be even better.
Hey! Where's that beer?
I'm supposed to open my mouth and
What was it I wrote?
You seem a bit...
Oh, these grand aristocrats. I'd be happier if they just told me in the...
But then you'd miss all... It seems Liechtenstein's looking for allies.
And how's he gonna do it? Well, the only approach that'll work with Sigismund...
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while.
That's one thing you can always count on him for.
God forbid.
In that case, it'll be up to you.
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with whether out of fear.
No, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under...
Well,
Sigismund confident, not to mention that his...
We get it.
Hey!
Sir Bocek,
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to... Jobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how...
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you...
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument, only in order to get them.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property...
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord bless me with... I can't risk it all in a...
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly...
My guarantee is called Yitka. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who yet...
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women have fun, and he'll give her...
And to half the wenches. And on the other hand, maybe it's not...
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be happy.
Pushing a friend to tie
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
The Lord be with you. Sir Hanush.
You do?
I've gained us a...
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek the Elk...
Kunstart? How the hell did you do it?
Well, there's one little catch. I had...
Out with it.
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so... I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstad. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, Young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Ratte parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink.
Cheers!
Cheers to you.
Sabuchik, your niece...
So Hanush agreed?
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a...
Cheers to the beautiful lady...
Here's to a good bargain.
That's the way. It's bloody well done.
Huh? Phew. It's just you. What brings you here? You've no business here. Hey, you! What are you doing here? No one's allowed in here.
I'm waiting here for you.
Oh, how's that?
I've been watching you for a while, and I have a feeling...
Who in God's name are you?
In God's name indeed. I'm a priest.
Is it that obvious?
Don't blaspheme. It'll help you more to confess.
And in the morning, when I met him, even though my back...
That's a mortal sin. And then lying about it too.
I'll go...
You won't. As long as you repent.
I'll start right away.
A nightingale surrounded by
I've got those papers from all...
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Milady, with all the clamor going on here they are.
You're more capable than I expected.
You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal.
Thank you, noble lady.
Yes, quite. But let's drink...
How could I refuse?
And to the six...
I'm still hoping it works out. We walk out of here with a clear plan. But...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the...
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least... Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstad will...
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a...
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. we shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the bogatym of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.